Hi, hi, hi. Welcome this evening. So, body image and social media. Something I see a lot as a fitness, intuitive eating, body image coach is that there's a lot of chatter, as far as um, body image, social media, comparison, things like that. And so let's have a conversation about it because it's so prevalent and there's so much comparison on social media that it's important to know that it's not just you. Like, you're not the only one feeling this way or feeling like you're struggling with comparison. And so sometimes, with body image, you may be already struggling, to be quite honest, but then you may notice that certain people bring it up more in you. Or maybe you notice that there are times when it's greater, times when it's less, and you're just like, I just want to get control over the way I feel about myself. So, body image and self esteem can go hand in hand. I mean, they really do. And so, it's about confidence, the way you feel about yourself, the way you respect yourself, how you speak about yourself. It's all of these things. There are so many factors that can be part of it. And a lot of people struggle with body image, but a lot of people don't talk about it. And so when people don't talk about it, that's when we think that we're alone in this journey. So if you have felt alone, you are definitely not alone. And I want to talk about social media and body image because we see so many things on social media, and it can be this great place to connect with people. But sometimes we see a lot of curated stuff, and we see these perfect looking photos or videos or people sharing what they want to share because that's how social media works. And people looking like they've got it all together, or we make assumptions that, so and so doesn't struggle or whatever, but we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And that's true for everyday life. Like, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and people don't share everything. And God knows we don't want everyone to share everything. But the assumptions come into play because we're basing it off of what we see. So if we see someone always looking put together and someone that always has their kitchen cleaned up, or their hair is always done, or they've always got a nice outfit on, or their body looks a certain way, then this comparison feeling can come in and make us feel angry, bitter, sad, and then the comparison starts. But what we fail to think about a lot of times is that those perfect looking pictures or videos, whatever you see, people are shoving crap to the side in order to get that perfect looking situation. There's crap shoved over. I mean, people that say this, they're like, my house doesn't really look like this. I just shove everything out of the way so that I could take a picture. And you're like, oh, okay, like, this makes sense. And so think of it that way. Like, most people's houses aren't like neat and tidy, spick and span all of the time. Like, we got crap laying around. And so then it goes to, oh, they look like they have it all together because their hair's done, their makeup's done, and they have this fancy looking outfit. Well, people dress how they want to dress. And maybe they have body image issues that you know nothing about. A lot of people don't want to go out in public without makeup on. That's something that is an insecurity for a lot of people. They don't want to be seen without makeup on. And so maybe that's true for some people that you follow. We don't always think about that. Whereas, not everybody cares about that stuff. Not everybody cares whether they have a face of makeup on when they go out in public, or if their hair's done, or what their outfit looks like. So, because someone dresses one way and you dress another, it doesn't mean one's right, one's wrong. It's just you're two different people. And so then it comes to the body comparison. Your body looks one way, somebody else's body looks another way, and maybe you feel feelings of jealousy or envy or some sadness. Maybe you're grieving what your body used to do or what it used to look like. And here's the deal. If we all look the same, it'd be super boring. I mean, bottom line. And I don't want to look like everybody else. I want to have my own attributes and I want to look like me. Yeah, there are parts of me that I can be insecure about. There are parts of you that you're probably insecure about. And there's parts of everybody that they're insecure about. Again, people don't always talk about it. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't want to say, hey, I struggle with body image, because then it's this feeling like, oh, you're failing or you're not good enough or you're admitting some sort of situation where you might need help. Well, God forbid we not be perfect. God forbid we not have the perfect little life going on. We all have struggles. I have struggles. You have struggles. The people you follow on social media have struggles. It's just we don't always talk about it. So I keep saying that because I want you to remember it. So you're frustrated with what your body looks like and you're comparing it to somebody else. I've done it. Everybody's done it. Everybody's done it. Guaranteed. It's one point or another. Everybody's done it. And so, what we fail to realize sometimes is that, sure, maybe this person's body looks a certain way, but maybe they are dealing with an eating disorder, or maybe they're dealing with overexercising, and maybe they're dealing with not nourishing their body enough, or maybe they're dealing with binge eating, or maybe they're dealing with relationship issues, or maybe they're dealing with fear of weight gain. We don't know. Unless people say we don't know. And so you may be idolizing someone or feeling some sort of way about their body, but you don't know the whole story. And they don't know the story about you. They don't know about your life and what you go through and what you have been through and what you will be going through in the future. So it's easy to look at someone and think, that's what I want. Why do you want that? What is it that you actually want? Because it's not just to look like a certain way. There's something else that you want, and you have to dig deep and think about, what is it that I really want? It's not just to look like that person. That's not what you really want at the end of the day. Maybe what you really want is confidence. Maybe what you really want is to improve your self-esteem. Maybe what you really want is to stop worrying about your body and your weight and your size. Maybe what you really want is to be able to show up for your kids and be present. Maybe what you really want is a cleaner house in general, you know, but then we take it back to what the person looks like and then we don't like them for it and then we prejudge on that, and that's a crappy feeling. And so maybe people look at you and they feel that way sometimes. Who knows? People don't say, people don't tell you, but we're comparing what we look like to somebody else on social media, and we don't know a fraction of the story. We don't know a fraction of the behind the scenes. So this is a reminder that instead of you can feel the way you feel and your feelings are valid, but if you're fixating on it and if you are really triggered by someone or they bring up a lot of negative emotions within you, unfollow them. You can unfollow them. If it's not making you feel good, if you're getting pissed off every time you see the person, don't follow them. If it's causing you to feel bad about yourself and about your body, and it's taking down your confidence and it's doing crappy things for your self-esteem, don't follow the person. Or you could always mute them for a bit of time if it's somebody that you know personally and you're afraid to unfollow them. You can always mute them. So what is it for you? What is it that's going to make you feel better in general? That's starting to work on the stuff that you're dealing with. You've got to work on the stuff that you're dealing with. I have come a long way in my body image journey, and I there was a time when I had very low self-esteem, my confidence was crappy, and I was worried about my body all the time. I was obsessed with weighing, and it took a toll. It was mentally and emotionally exhausting. And sure, I was, you know, in a smaller body, and people make assumptions that if you're in a smaller body that you're healthier, which is not the case, because I was dealing with an eating disorder. I was dealing with chronic dieting, over exercising. I had a terrible relationship with food, all of these things. But from the outside, someone could have thought, oh, I wish I looked like, or had that kind of body type. And it's like, that doesn't mean that someone's healthy. I was not healthy in my relationship with food and exercise, and I was miserable. And so here I am many years later, after overcoming a lot of things and still struggling with things sometimes, but overcoming a lot of stuff. And my weight's higher, I'm healthier, I fuel my body better, I exercise a reasonable amount of time. I'm not trying to burn off the calories that I eat. I'm exercising for enjoyment and my mental well being and strength and all of these things. And I have made huge progress with body image. Again, there are times when I struggle still with it. I've been struggling the last few days with body image. It happens. Healing doesn't mean that you're never going to have the struggle again. Healing means that when it comes up, when you have the thoughts, when you're having a difficult time, you have the tools to deal with it. And you have the tools to not sit in it for an extended amount of time. You know what to do for yourself. And so you're more resilient and you're better able to move forward and not just keep doing the same cycle or going back to habits that didn't serve you well or that felt really hard. So, yeah, body image stuff, it can get way better. But just know that if you have a time when it dips a bit, that's normal. That's okay. You need the tools to just get yourself out of that funk, refocus, turn your thoughts around, and stop being like, I hate my legs, I hate my legs, I hate my legs. Hold on. Okay, you can feel that way for a little bit, but let's get back to reality and be like, why do you hate your legs? Your legs allow you to walk everywhere. They allow you to play with your kids. They allow you to do things that make you happy. So this is what I do as a coach. This is what I help you with, is to work through these things and let you know that, you know what? There's this other side that can be really exciting and really happy and very healing. You got to do the work to get there. And you take the steps and you acknowledge that, hey, I'm struggling with this a bit and I could use some help or support or whatever it may be. And it means that you are doing something for yourself to better your life and to be that example for your kids so that they know that, you know what, mommy does things to take care of herself. And that makes you happy at the end of the day. When they're happy, you're happy. And it doesn't mean life is perfect. It doesn't need to be this curated, perfect looking scene, because that's not reality. And know that you don't have to keep comparing yourself to people on social media. When you're feeling that urge, when you're feeling that pull, take a step back, think about why you're feeling that way, perhaps unfollow the person or mute them, and know that it's in your control whether or not you continue this cycle of feeling that way and comparing yourself to other people. Because if it doesn't feel good, then we need to do something different.